What is up, guys? How you guys doing today? It is me, Ken and Miko, aka Ocean Crash, and today, fam, today we are going to be talking about the OnePlus brand. You got it. You heard it right. The OnePlus brand. I've been wanting to talk about OnePlus for a while now. I'm a huge advocate for the OnePlus brand. OnePlus makes great phones. OnePlus is a Chinese-based company. They make cell phones. I think, in my honest opinion, and I think many people wouldn't disagree with me, they make the most affordable budget phones. They're a phenomenal company. Their phones have industry-leading technology at an affordable price. And I mean, not just that, but you get some great things every time a new phone comes out. You get some great things, in terms of what they have to offer. They've got new technology in terms of their refresh rate. They're 120 hertz, if I'm not mistaken, on their new phone. They've got dash charging technology. They've got all the cool stuff. Their camera quality is relatively good. The only thing they don't have, and I personally don't use this, is the wireless charging, where you just have to have the glass back panel in order for it to recognize and charge wirelessly. But I don't even use that. So, I mean, I've used their product for a while. It's the OnePlus One. Okay, we've got the OnePlus 3T, and now I've got the OnePlus 5T right now. So like three phones. I'm trying to lift them all up. Three phones. Should this be the thumbnail? Here, I'll make this the thumbnail, and then I'll put OnePlus brand review in the background. There you go. I got the thumbnail right there. OnePlus, they make good phones. Now, you're talking about a phone that has industry-leading technology for around $600 to $700, and it fluctuates the price. It hovers around there. It was $600, I believe, not so long ago. I could be mistaken though. I think it was the 3 was 600, not 700. Slightly has gone up. But I think that's just because due to they weren't signed by anyone. Recently, they were signed by T-Mobile, and they've just been ever so popular because not just that, but they listen to the viewer, they listen to the user, they listen to people who are actually using their phones, and they don't just do it based off studies and analytics and data, and they just actually just listen to the people. If someone's saying, if the people are saying, hey, we hate this about the phone, they remove it. Or they say, hey, we really think we should have this in the next phone, we're willing to pay more, they'll add it. So I mean, they just do that very well. They listen, they add things, and I think that as a brand is the most valuable asset you can have. Honestly, a lot of companies nowadays don't really listen to their consumers. Look at Apple. A lot of people keep complaining about Apple. Apple this, Apple that. This happens with this phone, the recharge rate, Like every time I hear someone from Apple that has an Apple product, I always hear an excuse, complain. So I mean, and not to say that Apple has bad products. In my honest opinion, I think Apple is overpriced. I think the products are phenomenal. I actually like their products, but not for their price point. In my honest opinion, you can get phenomenal technology for products that are not brand rich, I would say. Apple is a brand rich company. They have the ability to hike up their prices because their demand is so high because they're a rich brand. So because of that, they are able to be extremely, confident and extremely capable of hiking up their prices without having to sacrifice their consumer base. I mean, and you have to think about it from this perspective. Basic economics tells you when demand goes up, supply goes down. When demand goes up and supply goes down, price goes up to bring down demand and bring up supply. So basically, it's like saying this, this is basically how you can see it in terms of Apple. I forgot what I was trying to get. Oh, so say you're working 40 hours a week for $100. What's a good way to make them more money? Okay, say you're a client, you work with clients, you're a freelancer, you sell artwork, whatever it is. You work 40 hours a week for, let's say, just to make this simple, $100 per client. Best way to reduce your time, because time's valuable, time's your asset, and make the same money. Charge $200. Say you'll lose half your clients. That's 20 hours a week you've gained back, and you've made the same amount of money, $200. So that's the same thing with what Apple's doing, and this is where companies like OnePlus come in. Apple is saying, hey, you know what? We got so many users. We don't need this many users. We can't keep up. We can't make products. We're on back order. There's not enough magnets. Yada yada. Let's just keep hiking up the price, hiking up the price, hiking up the price, hiking up the price. 1,200 plus phones. Let's just keep hiking up the price. $200 headphones, earbuds. I think 150, $200, 150. I think. So then OnePlus comes in and says, "Say no more, fam. $600 budget, quality, industry-leading technology." I mean, even MKBHD mentioned how this is his EDC, his everyday carry. The new one, the 7 Pro. So it's like, you just got great phones, you got great technology for a brand that listens. OnePlus does it right. They learn for their competitors. I mean, the reason why they use T, and I heard this on a panel. The reason why they use T is because it's one after S. So they were like, what made you use T? What made you use T for your phones? And I forgot who it was. They said, well, we're better than Apple, and T is after S. So it's because theirs is S. So it's like their branding is so funny. Their operations, are so good. For a company located in China, they act like an American company. They listen. Actually, no, American companies don't really listen. They do their job well, They do their job very well. And I mean, they're a relatively new company. 2013, they were formed. Oh, no, that was the CEO. They're 2013, they were founded. Yeah, 2013, they were founded, And I knew it because I remember when the OnePlus One came out first. I was waiting for this phone. I was actually really excited. I was like, oh man, with the ever so recognizable feel of the back and the cyanogen branding on the back of the phone, and that ever looking wonky camera, and it's just like the feel. I was like, oh man. I was like, when this phone comes out, don't forget the headphone jack. Don't forget that. I was like, when this phone comes out, it's gonna be a hit. And I got it used, the first one I could find it within my budget. Okay, I got it used and I loved it immediately. I loved the price, I loved the quality, I loved how it worked. Okay, I loved how they made everything so easy. The operating system had its issues, sure. Okay, but it wasn't a terrible phone. It was a phenomenal phone and everyone loved it. And I'm not the only one who thinks this. I mean, you can see it in their reviews, all 5-star reviews. It's insane. So OnePlus is a company that actually listens, and they listen so much. I'm actually not sure if I still have the app, but they have OnePlus apps. So when you get the phone, it's an app. It's just by OnePlus. It's like a forum. It's like a Reddit, but for OnePlus phone users. And I mean, there is a Reddit for OnePlus phone users as well. But basically, I think I deleted it. Basically, you can go in there, and it's like I said, it's like a forum. Yeah, I don't have it on my phone anymore. You can go in there and just ask questions or just communicate, say, hey, I'm having this issue. People will help you, or even OnePlus moderators will help you. And if it's an issue that they're seeing consistently on the OnePlus forums, they'll bring out a patch. Speaking of patches, OnePlus gets the most recent Android updates so frequently. They get it so often. They get the newest updates, and I get an update on my phone I'm not joking, every 2 weeks to 1 month. It's pretty insane. OnePlus is doing it right, guys. So I highly advise you guys to take a look at OnePlus. I give this brand a 10 out of 10. Seriously. I mean, they've got work to do. Most companies got work to do. With that case, realistically, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10 since no company can be a 10 out of 10. So for that case, guys, I'm going to give OnePlus my honest review. It's such a great company, and I love it personally. I'm a huge advocate of it. I highly recommend you guys check it out. Whether you are I forgot what they're called, a Apple refugee and you're looking for a new company, highly recommend you check OnePlus. And this is a common issue thing I keep hearing from everyone who has an iPhone. It's so expensive. I can't afford it. I can't buy. You can buy these manufacturer refurbished or used off eBay. Little to no issues. I literally, these past 3 phones, I bought them all off eBay. Zero issues. Zero issues, because OnePlus just doesn't have issues. They usually don't have manufacturer I mean, not that I've heard on the Reddit forums or whatever. Very infrequently they will have issues with their phones, you know. And I mean, I'm hoping that the next phone, probably the 7T, if it comes out, since 7 Pro's out right now. Next phone, I don't know. I want to buy it new because I'm just like, I want to compare it, used to new. Is it really that big of a difference? Which I honestly don't think it is. This phone with the charger and I think it was 3 cases. This was one of them. It came used for $300. $300. This is 5T. This was 5T. And I think this is when the 6 came out. I got this. I think the 6T came out. I bought the 5T. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. OnePlus is a great brand. They know what they're doing, and I highly recommend you guys check them out. I appreciate you guys tuning in to the Ocean Crash, aka Ken and Miko, Before We Work vlog/podcast. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Wonderful day. Till later, till next time. I love you guys so much. Bye. Peace.